and the plane hadn't yet taken off. A woman who had just gotten married just became violently and horribly ill on the plane. Not like a pretty little, like, sick bag kind of thing. It was just like, I'm going to paint with my organs. Like, it was just crazy. So they brought a stretcher down, and they put her on the stretcher, and they're wheeling her away. And her new husband is just kind of cruising along with the thing, and he sees me, and he's like, Deadpool! No way! High five! He's like, let's touch eyeballs! No! Your wife is like half dead. Help her! So it was just a very surreal moment. I'm sure they're fine.
My best mate growing up!
You're kidding!
My best mate growing up!
Hello.
What's your name?
James.
And what do you do?
I'm a civil servant. Live in London, but I'm originally from Suffolk.
Oh,
yeah, mate.
It's a Suffolk massive. Is he mentioned in the song?
Probably, yeah. What school did you go to?
I went to Brandeston.
Oh, I went to primary school. Did we know each other?
Yeah.
Did we? I'm not wearing my glasses.
What did you say, James?
Me?
That's the one.
What the fuck? Yeah. My best mate growing up.
You're kidding!
My best mate growing up.
Do you have a story?
Yeah, as Ed was
This
saying.
is so random, mate.
When we were younger, Ed used to come around to my house. One time he was coming around for tea, and I'd forgotten to tell Mum who was a vegetarian. So Mum cooked sausage and mash for tea. Ed said, best sausages I've ever tasted, because she had no clue.
First time I ever had meat, and also the first time I ever watched a Simpsons episode.
We're going to flip you now.
Come in.
We can be reunited backstage.
Will you just here randomly?
Have a seat, do.
I must admit I didn't think much of Graham Norton. First time I laid eyes on him, looked like a stiff breeze could blow him over. That was my first impression of the man. I could see why some people took him for annoying. Had a walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here. And boy, did he drink. He drank like a man without a care or worry in the world. I hope to finish this talk show one day. I hope people stop asking me to do stupid voiceovers like this.
Mark Ruffalo, tell David an interesting fact about yourself. You know the fact.
I come from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
That's one of them. No, you've never seen Friends, have you?
My daughter watches it.
Well, that you would think that's like a fun father-daughter activity.
He got me.
We land in Berlin for the film festival. We have press all day, starting in the morning. It's 5 o'clock, and we're all meeting for dinner at 8. The whole cast is meeting for dinner. And Bill walks up, I might miss dinner tonight. And I go, oh, really? Why? You're not feeling well? He goes, no, I'm going to go to Prague. You're going to go to Prague? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to take the train. The train? We're in Berlin. Like, how far is it? And he goes, 5 hours. Well, it's 5 o'clock now. And he goes, yeah, train leaves in an hour.
Fine, we had press at like 9 a.m.
You're going to get there around 11 or around midnight. And he goes, yeah, but I've never been there.
Did you go?
Oh, of course.
You did it!
And he was bang on time for press the next morning.
The best is I get a walking tour of Prague. And they have this extraordinary astronomical clock there that's a mechanical clock that has, like, roosters that crow and, like, skeleton that rings the bell. And over. I go through a whole process with a lady from the embassy who couldn't have been nicer to walk me around. And the clock rings, but it only rings once. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, you know? Okay, let's get a taxi.
I waited tables for a long time, about 7 years, but my first gig was as a roller skating waiter at this. I was good. This really cool place in Chicago. It's called Ed DeBevick's.
I worked at Ed DeBevick's. You had to play a character.
Yeah, I was Romeo.
I was Frankie.
Oprah is just premium.
Apparently she smells she has an amazing
smell. She
smell.
smells amazing, Graham. Like, I swear, like, I hugged her so tightly, man. She felt so good, man.
I've never met Oprah, but when I do, I'm going to hug her for sure.
This was about 10 years ago. I did a film with Morgan Freeman. The first 10 minutes of the film are us two just driving together in a car and talking. He didn't talk to me the entire time because he had so much dialogue I learned later, right?
Okay.
But we were in the car together for 3 days. And then at the end of the third day, he just turns to me and he goes, Jonah, Jonah, Babona, Banana, Fana, Fofona, me, ma, Momona, Jonah. That's it. And then it was like super uncomfortable. I said, thank you. And then he said, do me. I was like, what? Do my name. Do your name? And he's like, yeah, do my name. And I was like, Morgan, Bo Borgan, Bo Borgan, me, my, Mo Morgan. Morgan. And he went, all right, and then we never spoke again.
We all have this, you know, when you have the dreams, your teeth fall out. I don't know what it means. Does anybody know what it means? You have bad dreams.
What does that mean?
I think that's something to do with fear of money. Fear of money, I think. I think that's what the teeth
Who has
falling
fear
out.
of money?
I had a movie in Venice. I don't even remember, but I don't remember much. But it was the night we had Lost in Translation open in Venice, and it was a big deal. One night of the year, they end up on this one island in Venice, and they all drink a whole lot. Not George, but these other, like, show business guys. So a whole kind of crazy... No, George drinks all the time. George drinks regularly and consistently. But, so, I don't know, I met George that night, and we kind of hit it off. And then I went back to America, and my son said to me, what's this about you and George Clooney pushing people around in wheelchairs in Venice? And I said, you know, you're my son. I would have expected more from you, you know, to believe that kind of a story. You know, I mean, why would you ever think that something like that actually happened? And he said, because there are pictures. So it turned out that George and I were, like, taking women around in wheelchairs and trying to dump them into the swimming pool.
Chris Pratt, you like getting naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has got you in trouble in your sitcom.
Yes, yeah. I play this guy who is dim-witted and guileless, but a real idiot, but lovable. And he got kicked out of his girlfriend's house. She has invited him to come back to the house for some reason, but I think it's to hook up. So I come back naked. Of course, they give you these briefs, like little underwear, but that are skin color. Polar's character opens the door and says, "Andy," and I'm naked, and that's the bit. To me, it didn't seem like she really was reacting. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop my trowel as an improv. She'll open the door, and then that will be the take. He opens the door, and she goes, "Andy, whoa!" And then I got a letter from NBC, and I framed it. I got it in my office. I love it, and it said, "You're being reprimanded. This is the last warning. It can't happen again. And also, we don't want you going around and talking about this letter like it was some kind of joke."
You hosted the Golden Globes 5 times over 10 years. The first time I did press in America was like, why is he saying these awful things to the most beautiful people? And then by the 5th time, they were going, good, give it to him, we're sick of celebrities.
You can't... Can you not drive at all?
I know.
No, but do you know how?
Well, I've seen people do it. I don't...
But you don't have a license.
Go. What?
You don't have a license?
No.
OK.
You can't drink and drive, so what's the point?
Well, what happens if you're 3'2"? Like, how does that... How do you
What are you talking about?
So rude. Wait, no. No, how do you deal with that when you're that?
You know that.
Hey, look at everybody.
5'2".